Hello students, today we are going to study the last part of measurement of national income chapter, that is the mainly the theory part, in which we will discuss about the real and nominal national income and same way real and nominal GDP. This part is very important part from examination point of view. In previous videos, you have learned how to measure the national income. The prices or the values were given to us, and accordingly we applied the formulae and we calculated the national income by three methods, that is the income method, expenditure method and the output method, that is value added method. Now here today I am going to explain you how we are required to convert the national income, if it is given at a constant price, to its current price, or if it is given at current price, then how we will convert it to the constant price. So to learn this, first let me explain what is meaning of the constant price national income and the income at current price, or we can say the real income and the nominal income. First part is nominal national income. There are a few keywords to be applied in the definition of this. The money value of only the final goods and services which are to be taken at its current price, but these should be produced by the normal residents and measured in 1 year only. When these are taken at current price, it is called as nominal national income or national income at current price. It means that when we are calculating national income or value of final goods and services, we are considering 2 points always. First is the price of the particular commodity multiplied by the quantity of the commodity produced, because we have to take here money value. Money value, how we will calculate the money value? Money value of the goods which are produced in the country by the normal residents. So the final goods and services produced by normal residents of the country in 1 year to be taken at its money value, it means the total commodities produced are to be multiplied by the price per unit. So two things are important here. First the price, which will give the effect, and the second is the quantity, which will give the effect in the measurement of nominal national income. Second concept is real national income. Real national income means money value of final goods and services produced by the normal residents of the country in 1 year, in a particular year, but the value is taken at its real price and not the current price. Real price means price of that year, which is the base year. Now, what is the base year? Base year is that year in which the fluctuations, the price fluctuations are not there. Now, when price fluctuations are there and when they are not there, how we will understand this? This is done as per the survey done in the country by various organizations. Base year means where price fluctuations have not been occurred in a particular year. Suppose there is a drought, there is a famine, or we can say because of this novel coronavirus, that is COVID-19 spreading in the country nowadays, this is deteriorating or decreasing the price of some commodities and increasing the price of other commodities. So because of all these natural calamities or all such reasons, where price fluctuates, whether it is increasing or decreasing, like it is increasing for some commodities and decreasing for some commodities, then such year cannot be considered as the base year. Base year is that year in which the normal activities were going on, and because of these normal activities there were no major fluctuations in the prices. So as per the surveys till now, we are considering 2011-12 as the base year. This is for your kind information. So in national income calculated at the base year's price, that is we are taking the price of that year, that is 2011-12 multiplied by the commodity produced in this year. So this gives the real situation of the country, whether the production has been increased or decreased, whether the GDP or we can say the national income is at increasing pace or decreasing pace, can be understood by real national income only, because this is a only method by which we will be able to compare the national income of one year with that of previous years. So we will be able to understand whether there is development or not. So real GDP or real national income or national income at constant price shows the perfect or the true picture of the economy, whether it is increasing, decreasing, or it is developing or deteriorating. So this is the concept of nominal national income and real national income. Second is how to now conversion of national income from current price to constant price. We are required to convert the national income from current price to constant price, because we should know that in past few years whether we are able to produce more goods or not. Because as I said, national income is dependent on two figures. First is the price, which is multiplied by the quantity produced. If one figure, that is price, will be kept constant, as we are taking base year and base year is considered to be the constant price year. So when we will multiply our current production, that is the quantity produced, by a particular constant price, we will be able to get the money value of goods and services produced in the country, which are comparable with the previous years now, because the price is not the figure which is now bringing the fluctuations in such values. So to calculate this, we are having the formula where we are including a term price index. When national income at current price is divided by current price index means it compares and calculates the prices as per the weights. This value will be given to you in the question multiplied by 100. Suppose national income at current price is given to us, that is 150 crores, 150 lakh crores. So current price index is 150. So if we will divide, that is national income at current price, 1,50,000 crores is divided by current price index, which is 150, multiplied by 100, we will get rupees 1 lakh crores, which is actually the national income at constant price. Now after this, let us come to the other figure, which is GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. We have read that national income means NNP at FC, and one of the most important aggregate of national income is GDP, that is gross domestic product. So nominal GDP or GDP at current price is the price at which, or the value is the money value at which the goods and services are produced in the country. So nominal GDP is equal to real GDP multiplied by this price index into 100. Price index will be given to you in the question. I am repeating the same because this should be very clear to you. So nominal GDP can be calculated if real GDP is given to us. Moreover, if real GDP is given to us, real means at constant price, GDP at base year. This is GDP at current year. So if real GDP is to be calculated, nominal GDP will be divided by price index and multiply by 100. So we will be able to know what is the real GDP. Now what is price index? Price index can be called as GDP deflator also. This heading is given in the book and you have to understand what is actually GDP deflator. GDP deflator means it is bringing the average of all the price levels and calculating a particular price, which is also called as price index, and this is done to avoid the fluctuations. So fluctuations, what kind of fluctuations are being avoided? The avoidance is for the fluctuations in prices of particular years. So GDP deflator or price index can also be calculated by this principal formula where we have taken price index here. So when nominal GDP will be divided by real GDP by the same formula, only by crisscrossing it here we will be able to get the value or the formula of price index. Price index means nominal GDP divided by real GDP multiplied by 100. Next most important heading which we have to understand is, if GDP is increasing, does it mean that welfare of the country is also increasing? So GDP and welfare, when both are compared or both are discussed under same head, it becomes important to understand what are the factors or the limitations which can explain that GDP and welfare are not going parallel always. First and foremost important thing is, welfare means the sense of material well-being among the people. Sense of material well-being among the people of the country means whether the per head availability of the goods and services which are produced in the country, which we are calling as GDP when it is multiplied by the price per unit. So it is shared amongst all the people of the country or not. That is, what is the per head availability of the goods and services in the country. So if the per head availability is equivalent to all the people of the country, it is called that GDP is equally distributed and its increased value, or we can say more the GDP, there will be more welfare. So higher GDP will give greater welfare in the country only if it will be distributed amongst all the members of the country equivalently. But does this happen? No. So the most important limitations which we can say in the path of welfare when it is talked in concern of increasing GDP are, first is distribution of GDP. If GDP is distributed among the rich and poor equally, then it will definitely step towards the welfare of the country, otherwise not. Second thing is change in price. If the GDP is increasing because of change in price only, but not because of change in physical output, then it will indicate the inflation but not the development. So, when GDP is increasing, welfare will be greater only if the change in GDP or increase in GDP will be because of increase in the physical output. Third thing is non-monetary exchanges. There are some activities in the country which are non-monetary in nature, and because of lack of availability of data, it is not possible for us to count it. However, these activities are also the productive activities, like services of housewives. As data is not available, we cannot count it, but that doesn't mean that it is not towards the path of welfare. Same as if one is doing kitchen gardening. Welfare is definitely there, but as there is lack of availability of data, we cannot count this activity as the productive activity or the productive service. Fourth and most important point is the externalities. Externalities may be positive or negative. So first let us understand what is meaning of this term externality. Externality means the benefits or harms caused by the firms or individuals in the country, but they are not required to pay for it, even they are not penalized if they are doing this harm to the country. So what kind of harm or what kind of benefit it may be? Let us talk about the benefits first. If a firm or an individual is doing the social service, suppose maintenance of parks, contribution to the schools, to the school children, distribution of important things such as books or pencils or registers to the children, this is a positive activity. So it will be a positive externality because it is giving benefit to the country. But negative externalities are creating pollutions, producing too much so that the water pollution is being caused in the economy, in the society, or air pollution is there. So ultimately they are causing the harm, but they are not penalized for this. So these are the externalities which either cause benefit or harms to the society, but these are caused by the individuals or the firms, but they are not paid or penalized for the same. Last and most important point is rate of population growth. If the growth in GDP is there, but we will not be able to increase the count of per head availability if the population explosion or the rate of population growth is higher than that of rate of growth of GDP. So there should be a parallel or there should be a proper balance between these two so that we can say that these are not getting negative, such that the rate of population growth should be lower and the rate of GDP growth is higher. Then only the per head availability of goods and services will be more in the economy. So economists say it is not always essential that if GDP is increasing, there will be greater welfare in the country. It may also happen that because of the reasons which we have discussed, there is increase in the GDP, but welfare is not greater, it is rather lesser. So today I have explained you what is nominal and what is real GDP as well as nominal and real national income, and we have to compare the national incomes of various years so that we can compare whether in previous year the economy was doing good or in this year we are able to produce more. For this we have to convert the national income at current prices to national income at constant price by using GDP deflator or the price index. I hope the things are now clear to you. Thank you.